This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe. And well, Jim Jones makes a plea to Cadillac, okay? Because I guess he was left stranded in the middle of the road. It shut off and didn't recognize his key, and he was stranded in the middle of the road. He said this happened to him on the highway too. Luckily, this time it wasn't on the highway. I'd be tight if I spent that much. I mean, these cars are way overpriced. I think it's like $130,000 for a Cadillac Escalade now. That's crazy. Spending that much for a car is crazy work. But you know, Jim Jones, he's a rapper. It's a rapper's package. You know, you got to have the Escalade, right? So he's driving that. He has a bunch of cars, but this is funny because it's like I would definitely take it back to Cadillac or get a lawyer involved to make them take it back. If this happened to me 4 times. I wouldn't even drive a Cadillac anymore. Obviously, they can't make a car anymore. If you can't make a car that has the technology to recognize the key, I mean, that's a basic thing. Cadillac might be a wrap. So Rick Ross puts a lot of pressure on Leila Ali to take this offer from Clarissa Shields to fight because she was popping so much ish. Leila Ali was saying that she could beat her and that she's not really that good. And then she did put a number on it. If she had never put a number on it, she wouldn't have to, like, they wouldn't have all this pressure. But they came up with the number, $15 million, and she's ducking it. So Rick Ross is inserting himself in this for some reason, but he is. And he's pressuring the fight, calling her scared and all this other stuff. Well, we'll see what happens. Diddy's ex and 50 Cent's BM, she comes back to the gram. After testifying against Puffy. She's back to being an influencer, and Puffy probably stopped making them payments on that house. I'll tell you that much. $10,000 a month. Yes, that ain't happen after you testify against me. Okay, and she's in fear that he'll get out in October. I don't think he's going to get out in October simply because the judge hates him. In any other case, the person would get out and be on house arrest or something, or probation, or something, whatever it is, But in this case, the judge hates him with a passion. I don't see him getting out. Conway the Machine denies rumors that him and Benny the Butcher got into a fight over in Paris at a show. Apparently, he says, that's just our cruise. They're getting drunk and they got into something behind the scenes, but nobody put hands on anybody. It was just a lot of yelling. People drinking and yelling. Which sounds about right. I don't think that Benny the Butcher and Conway would... Why would they put hands on each other? There's nothing to put hands on each other about. Like, you guys aren't... I don't even think they're on the same label anymore. They're tied for life, but they're both not on Griselda anymore. I think they both left Griselda, if I'm not mistaken. They still do music together, all of them, but they're just on... I think they're their own artists now. Now, Benny signed a Def Jam. Benny signed a Def Jam, but I don't know where Conway signed. I don't know. Is he still on? No, he left Eminem's label, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on with these guys. I know Benny the Butcher isn't getting any push from Def Jam. I'll tell you that much. That's for sure. Hopefully that was a one-off. And then Brian McKnight, he takes a case against Jaguar Wright for talking smack about him. And she welcomes it and says she will counter him. Over what? Jaguar Wright, we haven't heard from her lately. I think a lot of people were scared to interview her because it involves so much issues. You almost have to take an insurance policy out to interview her because she'll talk about Diddy, she'll talk about Jay-Z, she'll talk about this one. And, there's nothing to verify. She's just telling you what she thinks she saw. But when the paperwork's drawn up by a lawyer, it usually involves the person interviewing the person as well. As we saw with Tasha K. Tasha K kept having one of Cardi B's alleged ex-roommates on her podcast, and the person was saying, making crazy allegations against Cardi B. So, obviously, Cardi B took the source to court, not her roommate, which is weird. Or I think Tasha K just started going off on her own and like promoting what was said in the interview. Now this is where things will get interesting. So Govon Hernandez, this guy has rejected a plea deal and will start court on Monday. If I'm reading that correctly, Monday they'll start court. In the Dolph case. Now, this guy's been on house arrest for some reason. This guy's supposedly orchestrated a whole murder, but for some reason, he's the one who gets to go home on house arrest. And the other guys had to be locked up. Straight dropping everybody. I think Straight Drop got like football numbers, right? So, this guy, we'll see if he tries to implicate Big Jook. Like the prosecutors did say that CMG paid for Straight Drop's lawyer, I guess. That's what they said. I mean, it's not true. I haven't seen the paperwork that says that's true. That's what they said in court, right? Now, there's a lot of pictures with Govon Hernandez and Big Jook. I don't think Gotti really had anything to do with it. When you look at like Big Jook and everything, Big Jook, this stuff didn't really get heated up until Big Jook came home. And, you know, Gotti might have known about certain things, but I think it was really Big Jook like doing a lot of this beefing with Dolph, to be honest with you. I think he took it very personal. He's the more street one in the family. Well, Yo Gotti blew up back in 2009 and 10. I mean, you know, I know Gotti had stuff out before that, but like Gotti really started to blow up 2009 and 10 and 11. Big Jook was still in jail. Big Jook didn't come home until like 2014, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. So we'll see what happens in court with this guy, but we'll see if he tries to put it off on Big Jook. Now, Pusha T, there was rumors that he signed to CMG. That's obviously probably not true, but because he signed to Gucci Man, I don't think he would be able to leave and go sign with. Why would he do that anyways, right? So he says, "Hey man, say man, that's how you walk till down. Shout out to all the ones that counted me down and out and supported me in love. Roller coaster unmatched. Da 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 da." So basically, he's saying. He says, "Dear Streets, use me as an example of what keeping it solid and standing on wax would look like. Yeah, you go to jail. And now nobody can tell you different." All right. So anyways, and he says, "I'm rich as I ever been." Okay. Anyways, this guy is, I think he's in a halfway house now, if I'm not mistaken. I think he gets out next year. And speaking of CMG, black youngster shooting videos with 42 Doug, looking like a fool. Doing videos where he's slithering on the floor like a snake, jumping on top of benches. This guy's having all that energy ain't gonna make the raps dope. I'll tell you that much. Little Zay Osama. So this guy, he said something real, but I'm gonna tell you something. So first he says, "How you gonna call bloggers the police? They only know what you guys tell them." That's true. But guess what? People will never stop bragging about what they got going on.
Hey, let's stop the narrative that these bloggers is the police and all that shit. Whatever, they might be the police, whatever the case may be. But they only know what you niggas tell them. You hear me? The shit that y'all niggas put on live, the shit that y'all niggas put on Instagram, on posts and videos and interviews, the shit that y'all do on live and on the internet, argue with each other. The interview people don't do nothing but take that and ask y'all questions about it and keep up bullshit.
True, but here's the thing. How is he still out of jail? Didn't he get caught again? Right? Like, I think he's been caught with guns 4 or 5 times. How is he free? That's the real question. You can't say you got the best lawyer in the world. There's got to be something else going on. Chris Gotti and Irv Gotti. So Chris Gotti takes on Irv Gotti's beef. I mean, they all had beef with 50 Cent, but he takes on being the talking piece about it and continues to slander 50. And, you know, he's going to inherit the 50 Cent talking portion of the beef, I guess, and keep that spirit alive from his brother, which I suggest. Why? You know, live your life, you know, but Chris Gotti's been doing a lot of interviews. Maybe the interviews are therapy for him. He's going through a lot. He lost his brother, you know, so. But I would suggest, like, no, but that's on him. It's his choice. Anyways, this is Jordan Tower with JT News. If you want to run ads on the channel, it's jordantowermedia@gmail.com. Picking 5 clients to do commercials in the next 30 days. I'm giving them a good deal on 5 videos. You get a 5-video package. I do the commercial, put it on. You got to focus. You're advertising to a focus group of people that will probably engage with your music, your product. Please let me know, and I will check you guys in the next one. Smash that like button for me. Smash the subscribe button. And thank you so much for watching. Peace.